Welcome, Dr. Walson Tampuji. We are proposing to organize some sort of a conference,
Yeah.
Vishwa Ved Sammelan we call it. The idea is to revive, to bring about a new type of awareness about the Vedas. Because Vedas constitute the bedrock of all our knowledge, wisdom, spiritual values, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And from that point of view, there's a great need
Yeah.
to bring about that awareness that the Vedas stand for something very, very universal, nothing sectarian in terms of religion or anything.
Yes.
There is no ritual part of it, there is no dogma, there is no superstition mongering, there is no miracle mongering. So, all of these things normally associated with these organized, institutionalized religions are just not there in the Vedas.
Yes.
The four Vedas we call Yajurveda, Samveda, Atharvaveda, and Rig Veda. Rig Veda is normally taken the first place. But whatever, the whole purpose or the whole message is that there is one God, the creator of this whole beautiful, great universe, and one God, one universe, and therefore human family is one. There is absolute unity of human family.
Yes. Yes.
And all these divisions in the name of caste system, in the name of racism or racialism, or in the name of nationality even, and also religion,
Yes.
Hindu, Muslim, etc., whatever. These are all sort of man-made. They don't have their own raison d'être or their clear-cut any ideological foundation for that.
Yeah.
Except that we create all of these in order to perpetuate some sort of a structural violence in a subtle way, and also to create divisions which then are being exploited by politicians, and then sort of a power game.
Yes.
Now it's the time that the whole of humanity, when it is coming closer, this sort of globalization taking place, though not of the best variety, and still it's doing a lot of great awareness, creating great awareness. Communications and everything, they are bringing the whole of humanity closer.
Yeah.
And because of this prejudice, pre-existing these divisions, they are creating problems
Yeah.
in the way of the world really becoming a global family.
Yes.
So now that if we can bring these spiritual foundations to the fore and say that, look, the ancient most wisdom of humankind calls upon each one of us to reiterate those values of one God, one universe, one human family,
Yeah.
and also extend this family to your extended family members like the animals and birds and everything. So with this idea in view, in the middle of December this year, 15th, 16th, 17th,
Yes.
we are proposing to organize a world conference on the Vedas. So I would like to know your views about it and how to go about it.
Thank you, Swamiji. I'm delighted to be part of all your initiatives now as in the past. Though I'm not a follower of the so-called Vedic religion, I'm very happy to claim the Vedas as an important aspect of my own spiritual heritage, because I believe that all spiritual insights are universal and they together constitute the shared heritage of humanity. No spiritual insight which is exclusively to one person, one group, one nation, one culture can be valid, because the moment you say that there is only one God, all walls crumble. And this is the main reason why this is not acceptable to the custodians of religions. People can perpetuate their kingdoms only if there are separate gods. So, the interesting contradiction is this: my basic need as a human being is to believe in that one God. The basic need of religions is to preach and propagate different gods. So I have always experienced a conflict between the seed of my own liberation, my own humanity, which is that one God, who is the creator of all and therefore my own creator, from whom I derive the very idea of being human. And at the same time, when I look at religions, including the religion I practice, there is a tendency to insist on exclusive gods. God, my God as against your God. Now, for example, take the idea in Islam that you cannot have an image of God. Islam is very, very strict, very vigorously strict against creating images of God. I believe it's a fantastic idea because the moment you create an image, it becomes divisive.
Yeah. And even otherwise also, God being so very universal.
Yes.
Yes. They say, Isha vasya idam sarvam yat kincha jagatyam jagat.
Yes.
God is there in every
Yes.
particle of the universe.
Yes.
All pervasive.
Yes.
And therefore, whatever is all pervasive, universal, cannot have any form
Yes.
or an image, an idol. So that's as simple as that.
Yeah.
The two are contradictory.
Now, one basic problem in the realm of religion is human beings, because of their limitations, have a tendency to create gods after their own images.
Yes, yes.
The God I worship must be like me.
And then they will, when it comes to their scripture, they'll say, God creates man in his image.
That's right.
But the reality
In reality, it's the other way around.
other way around.
Now, my simple submission is this. If members of various religions were to rationally follow the teachings of their own scriptures, all of us will have to come to the inevitable conclusion that there is only one God. For example, the Bible says that God created everything that you see. All human beings, all creatures, all animals, all birds, all of the vegetations that you see. Now, if God is the creator of all human beings, how can you be not my brother?
Yes.
How can the lady standing out there on the street not be my sister or my daughter or my mother or whatever? So therefore, I am duty bound to accept the Vedas.
Yes.
If I am a Christian.
Yes.
This is what people don't understand.
You're right.
No? Because if God is the creator of all and the entire human family is his creation, then the spiritual light entrusted to any people, any individual, any group, anywhere in the world also becomes part of my heritage.
Sure.
I have a claim.
Clear.
I have a claim to the Vedas. I may not have read the Vedas. That's my problem.
Yeah.
Because
But Veda in general terms means knowledge.
knowledge.
Wisdom, yeah.
Especially knowledge pertaining to who we are,
Yes.
what our destiny is,
Yes.
what our relationship should be to one another, to the world around,
And
to
to the
eternal
Creator.
realities,
Yeah,
to eternal realities. So that particular core, heritage of light is something that cannot be partitioned off, claimed as my territory or your territory. So therefore, I have absolutely no problem in claiming, not just accepting. I claim the spiritual insights of the Vedas as part of my own spiritual heritage. And any attempt to exclude me from it makes me sad.
Yes.
Likewise, I cannot think of a Jesus Christ who came only for Christians. In fact, nowhere in the Bible, nowhere in the four Gospels, is it said that Jesus came for Christians.
Yes.
Jesus came for the whole of humankind.
Yes.
It's very clearly emphasized. Now,
And same is also true of Prophet Muhammad.
all,
Peace be upon him.
Yeah.
They say, they use the exact word.
yes,
They say the Prophet is Rahmatul lil Alameen.
yes,
Not Rahmatul lil Muslimin
that's right, yes,
or Christian or Hindu.
that's right,
Yeah.
that's right,
And the God also.
yes,
They say Rabbul Alameen.
yes,
Not Rabbul Muslimin or
Yes.
Hinduin. Yes.
that's right. You know, the story of Prophet Muhammad itself is very interesting.
Yes.
When he was a 12-year-old boy, he traveled for commercial reasons, reached a place near Damascus. He was received into a Nestorian house. In those days, as in the Indian traditions, hospitality was very important. Hospitality was part of the spiritual traditions that people practiced.
Yes.
So anybody could go and find hospitality in any house.
Yes.
So even though Muhammad and his uncle were not part of the Nestorian tradition, they were warmly welcomed into. Nestorian tradition is one aspect, one tradition within Christianity. So his hosts found that this little boy had tremendous spiritual sensitivity. And he took to the teachings like fish to water. So, the interesting thing is that the cross pollination between the Christian tradition and a young boy called Muhammad is at the beginning of the birth of this great global faith called Islam.
Yes.
So, all religions are dependent on each other.
Yes.
All spiritual lights come from the same source. It is impossible to build walls between people on the basis of religions. And those who do so are insulting God. They do not know what they are doing. And the time has come for all
They are
of us.
worshipping false gods.
False gods.
Yes.
The time has come for us to stand out there and say that we will not take this falsehood ever again.
Yes.
Whatever divides human beings is untruth. It is darkness.
And therefore not acceptable.
It's not. It is ignorance. So if Vedas are knowledge, this is ignorance. Right? So human unity must be a fundamental creed
Yes.
for every human being who has a particle of common sense. You don't even need great godliness or spiritual wisdom for it.
Yeah.
If you have a little bit of common sense, you know
Yeah.
you and the person out there are the same,
Yeah.
because the same creator has created you, and both of you will enter the same destiny
Yeah.
after the small span of time that's given to us upon this earth. So I'm very happy to welcome this conference, and I would encourage you,
But
Swamiji.
look at the irony and the paradox of the whole thing. The very Brahmins and the scholars who thought they are custodians of this knowledge, they gave birth to a diabolic system called the caste system.
Yes, yes.
And they tried to colonize knowledge by saying the lower caste and the women should have no access to the Vedas.
Yes.
Stri Shudrona Dhiyatam. So that way they perpetuated their hegemony and they kept on distorting,
Yes.
perverting the whole message of one God, one universe, and one human family.
Yes.
And they started dividing, not just dividing, but trampling human dignity.
Yes, yes.
Women's dignity was trampled upon,
Yeah.
and those who are called Shudras and untouchables, they were trampled upon, and untold misery,
Yes,
humiliation was heaped on them,
yes, yes.
which is again, such abominable, it's unacceptable.
Yes.
And therefore the caste system as
Yes.
it exists, at least in this part of the world, has to go.
Yes.
Gender inequality, which is still subsisting in most of all our world cultures, has to go.
Yes.
And this whole concept of different race, people talk about this race and that race, and they also bring in the concept of Aryan race. No,
Yes, yes.
Aryan is
Yes.
not associated with any race, but they bring it Mongolite race and Aryan race and whatnot. So these racial divide is also not acceptable.
Yeah, yeah.
And then comes this newly created identity of nationality.
Yes.
Huh? This line we draw, somebody draws a line. This
Yeah.
side is Hindustan, that
Yeah.
side is Pakistan, another side is Afghanistan, and Germany and Japan. So, and then we fight, and we have got armies, and we have got battles, wars,
Yeah.
and we kill each other
Yes.
in the name of our national pride.
Yeah, yeah.
And say, not an inch of land we will allow to be taken away.
Yes.
So this type of a so-called nationalistic pride is doing a lot of damage, and all our resources are being,
Yes.
most of, 193 so-called sovereign nation states.
Yes.
If you look into their budget, instead of spending on education and healthcare and such other thing, they'll be spending the better part of their
Yes.
budget on so-called defense, or
Yeah.
what I call say the army and the guns and the gunpowder.
Sanjay, the situation is very simple. You see, God's agenda is to unite,
Yes,
to set people free
yes,
from their small pocket boroughs or small ghettos.
yes,
Man's agenda is to divide.
yes,
So, division becomes a basic exercise in empire building. For God, the whole of cosmos is one unit.
yes,
Man, being a very small creature, must create much, much smaller systems over which he can exercise his authority, his power and control.
True.
So, every system which divides bears witness to human limitations.
Yes.
Though people really think of this as somebody's efficiency. For example, somebody tries to promote, let us say, patriotism or nationalism, etc. Who does not know that people who spread these ideologies are doing so only to protect their and promote their personal interests or group interests? Everybody knows this. But what people don't understand is the fact that these false ideas have to be propagated to such huge efforts means only one thing, that they are untenable, they are unnatural, they are indefensible. What is natural, what is right, does not have to be propagated so elaborately.
And the price we are paying for all this,
Yes.
this lopsided spending on armaments
Yeah.
and military on the one side, on the other side of the picture is millions and millions of children are being
Yes.
starved to death.
Yes.
Their health care, malnutrition, stunted growth. And look at the figures which recently the UNICEF has brought out.
Yeah.
The World Hunger Index.
Yes.
It's so very depressing and so frightening. But these governments and these other leaders, opinion makers, they need to rise to the occasion. The first people they should do the
So
religious
that,
things.
that is only one part of the problem.
Yes.
For me, a far greater problem is that people who are the victims of these systems
Yes.
of exploitation, of dishonesty, oppression, etc., they become the most ardent supporters of these systems.
Yes.
For example, if you take patriotism,
Yes.
or if which often works in terms of hatred towards some other country, who are the people who go and die fighting against these supposed enemy nations? They are the poorest of the poor.
But let me tell you the truth.
Yes.
I find most of those who are wielding the gun and
Yeah.
killing the other, they are there more so for
Out of
getting-
compulsion.
Out of compulsion.
Out
yeah.
of poverty. This
Yeah,
is precisely
out
the
of
point.
poverty, yeah.
So people who are actually turned into the watchdogs and custodians of these depraved systems
Yeah.
are the victims of those systems.
Yes, yes.
Now, this is something that needs to be openly talked about.
Yes.
But unfortunately, these days, the moment you talk about such things, you are immediately branded as
Anti-national.
anti-patriotic, an
Yes,
enemy
yes.
of the nation.
Yeah.
So, every system of division is also a system of intolerance.
Yes.
And wherever there is insecurity, there is intolerance. So, every ideology based on the division of humanity into small pockets and mutually
Exclusive.
hating, exclusive and hating units
Yes.
is a system or a thought process of insecurity.
Sure.
And whatever is untruth can only make you insecure and intolerant. So the very fact that the spirit of intolerance is spreading, not just in India, all over the world,
All over the world.
the spirit of intolerance has reached unprecedented levels.
Rather, it's taking precedence.
Yes,
Look at the poll results, like in USA,
yes,
one of the biggest democracies. The victory of Donald Trump is
intolerance.
intolerance.
He sold intolerance
Yeah.
to the electorates in the United
And
States.
now in Austria,
Yes,
and now in New Zealand,
yes,
the far right,
yes,
what they call, which is
Yes.
based on hate campaigns and
yes,
the other
yes.
not to be allowed.
Yeah.
Huh?
So in such contexts,
Yeah.
it's extremely important to have more and more of such initiatives as you are thinking of. World Vedic Conference,
Yeah.
more and more opportunities for people to get to know each other's traditions,
True.
belief systems, etc.
Yes.
At the same time, also acquiring the critical ability, the thinking ability,
Yes.
to criticize and to understand the limitations of each tradition.
Yes.
Every tradition is limited.
Yeah.
Every tradition is imperfect, because if there is one perfect system, then you don't need another system.
Yeah.
The fact that there are many faith systems of belief traditions means that all these systems are limited and imperfect. And therefore, we need to put all of them together, take the best insights of all of them,
Yes.
and arrive at a better understanding, a more liberating, empowering understanding of our shared spiritual heritage. That needs to be spread in a globalizing and globalized world.
Yeah.
And I believe that that's the greatest imperative as of today. Globalization only as an economic and commercial system is going to create havoc in the world.
Yeah.
It has to be humanized, it has to be rendered sane
Yes.
by the spread of universal spirituality.
Exactly.
And I think this kind of movements, initiatives need to become more and more global, and more people need to come in.
So we make this conference a starting point for creating a movement,
Yes,
and
absolutely.
particularly addressing the young minds,
Yes,
the
absolutely.
young people,
Yes.
schools, college,
right.
universities.
Yeah. Now I must
They
also
should
say
take the
this.
leadership.
Somebody, see, people who were scholars, for example, Max Muller. He wrote a book, a fantastic book actually. He initially envisaged it as a series of lectures to the ICS trainees in the United Kingdom.
What
Now-
India can teach us.
Yes, what India can teach us. Now, if you read that book,
Yes.
it's incredible how Max Muller waxes eloquent about the tremendous insights that are there in the Vedic tradition.
Vedas, etc. Yeah.
But today, you don't have a Max Muller
Yeah.
who is intellectually, great enough and spiritually free enough
Yeah.
to be able to see what is good in others.
But the truth about Max Muller himself is when he started off on a very distorted
Yes.
agenda.
Yes, that's right.
But later on, when he came in contact with Swami
Yes.
Dayanand's
Yes,
writings, etc.,
yes.
then he was honest enough to change his
Yeah.
whole other prejudice.
Yeah, it's a tremendous tribute
Yeah,
to the
tribute.
spiritual wisdom
Yeah.
that India has offered.
Yes.
But my sadness is
Yeah.
India herself
Yes.
is disowning that wisdom,
Yes, yes.
which is a great tragedy.
Yeah, yeah.
In fact, I'm a person who believes that the Vedic tradition must be fulfilled for the sake of the whole of humankind.
Sure.
Because it's not something just given to India alone.
Yeah, exactly.
It is something, it's a
There's
treasure.
no mention of India
Yes.
or Bharat
Yeah.
or Hindustan,
It's a-
anything there.
It's a spiritual treasure
Yeah.
entrusted to India.
There's no
to
mention
be-
of the word Hindu even.
To be fulfilled for the sake of the whole world.
Yes, yes.
That must be the vision with which all the inheritors of the Vedic tradition work.
Yes.
and harness others
Yes.
into this process
Yes.
of becoming
Yes.
the torchbearers for the rest of humanity. What a great mission it would be
Thank
if
you.
that were to materialize.
Great.
And I wish this conference all success.
Yeah.
And I hope that this will be the beginning, it's a curtain raiser
Yes.
to something far more important, far more global
Yes.
and effective, which is sustained over a period of time.
And we'll join hands in this endeavor.
I'm with you in whatever is spiritually
Good.
valid.
Yes,
I have
thank
only
you.
one precondition.
Yes.
The one living God, who is the creator of all,
Yes.
must be honored,
Honored.
because otherwise there is no humanity.
No
The key to our humanity
Yes.
rests in the divine.
Yes.
Sever yourself from God.
Thank
You
you.
become not only an animal, you become worse than an animal.
Yes.
And that is a nightmarish prospect. So, enabling people to rediscover their lost home in the divine must be the number one priority at the present time.
Thank you. Thank you.